Hello, everybody. Good morning, and welcome to the 2021 Junior Gold Championships live on Bowl TV. My name is Aaron Smith with USBC Communications, and we are so excited to be back here at Junior Gold. It's been a long time, 2019, the last opportunity to host this great event, but we are back. We are in the Indianapolis area, kicking things off with the 20 and under division in two centers here, Expo Bowl and Western. We have 4 channels available at each, available on bowltv.com. So pick up your subscription today. A lot of great opportunities to watch over the course of the next 2 weeks. We'll bring in the U12, U15, and U18 bowlers as well in the next couple of days. But folks, we are just about ready. The first qualifying block is just moments away from getting underway. A 4-game block today on the first oil pattern, first of 4 throughout the qualifying session for these competitors. So they will be getting prepared, getting ready to make their run on the road to gold. So throughout the course of the day, we will be going back and forth here on our main channel. Between Expo, where the girls in the U20 division are competing, and Western Bowl, where the boys in the U20 division are competing. And of course, with that, we also have a few different Bowl TV personalities joining us along the way. So let's head over to Western Bowl right now as we kick off competition in just a moment or two, and bring in Jason Thomas, JT from Western Bowl. JT, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm happy to be called a personality. That's good considering how early in the morning it is. It's nice to be called a personality and to have a personality. But I'm looking forward to watching today. We're gonna get started with some really interesting stuff right out of the gate here at Western. We've got Cameron Crowe. He's crossing with a couple other lefties. We don't know the pattern. The players did get a chance to practice on it yesterday on all the patterns, but they aren't released until after the tournament. So judging by what I saw early this morning, looks like something a little bit more on the shorter side. But it'll be fun to watch this morning and all week and all next week as well.
All right, JT, thank you. And joining me here at Expo Bowl is going to be providing some sideline reports throughout the course of the week, kind of as competition gets underway. Let's bring in Mike Flanagan from Inside Bowling as well. And there he is, folks. Michael, good morning.
Hey, guys, got a copy? You can hear me okay? Everything's working?
Loud and clear.
Well, good. The big thing for me is, we're here till the 18th. I fly out on the 18th, so we got a lot of coverage coming up here over the course of the next couple of weeks. But, I think for me, it's just great to be back, right, guys? Isn't it great to have Junior Gold back? We had the year that we couldn't be here together and be able to do this, but you see all the athletes coming in early this morning. I mean, they beat some of us here, and we have to be here quite early. So I think it's just going to be an incredible couple of weeks here. We're going to crown some champions, and it all gets started today. So it's like opening day here. And we have announcements going at every bowling center right now.
We do. We just had a big round of applause. Everybody's excited. Parents are here. It's a very full atmosphere here. And the kids are really, really excited to get to bowl this tournament again. Here we go.
Let's give these athletes a big round of applause as they begin.
All right, we have some announcements going on right here. Mike getting the applause going on here. So we're going to head to the lanes first. We're going to head over to JT Center, check out Western Bowl for the U20. So we will head over there in just a quick moment, folks. Everybody hang tight as we do our thing here on Bowl TV.
And just I know Tennille, this is important. Tennille is Tennille Milligan, the director of operations for the PWBA Tour. She's the center lead over here at Western. And I think just for the record, she did get the squad off slightly sooner than they did over at Expo. So I know that's important to her.
Yeah, and action's going to go pretty quick here today. Just 4 on a pair, and the skip procedure over here, I'm not sure if it's the same over there, JT. I would assume that it is. It's skip 3 pairs and then go to the 4th, and moving to the right, all bowlers will stay together. Is it the same over there?
Yes, correct. And there are the difference on this in this building is there are actually 2 squads bowling at the same time of boys competitors. So they actually split the house into 2, 1 through 40, and then 41 through 80. And so what we're watching right now is a squad that's completely separate from the other channels that you're going to see.
And why the two squads, JT? What's the meaning behind that?
Yeah, it's just basically the size of the field. The two squads are bowling on different patterns. So there's a different pattern on lanes 1 through 40 as there is on 41 through 80. And just because of the size of the boys' field, they break them up into two different squads. But they are all bowling at the same time. Nobody's sitting back at the hotel right now watching. This entire field will come back and they'll flip ends of the center later today and get to bowl on, the opposite patterns. So that is how it's set up. And then as soon as we have our cut after today and tomorrow's action, 16 games, the boys will head over to Expo as will we. And we will have that coverage all completely emanating from Expo Bowl.
Yeah, and speaking of coverage here on Bowl TV, we have 9 different channels for you. We have 4 channels here from the under 20 girls division here at Expo. We've also got your 4 channels over there as well at Western, JT, and then we have the channel that you're watching right now, which is our main channel where we pick and choose where we want to go, and we have commentary here. So 9 total channels. I don't think that's a record, but I think later in the week, as we move into the other 3 divisions next week, we're going to be setting a record here on Bowl TV for the amount of streams, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, we this event, the U20, we have 8 channels plus our main feed, so 9 total. And then next week, when we do the youth portion of the event, which is U12s through U18s, we will have 16 different channels, which is the most we've ever done for a single event. And then we've got one more with the main, so 17 channels total. The most we've ever done for an individual event is 9. So this is almost twice the largest number of channels we've ever had for an event. So basically have at any given moment 64 lanes of coverage, which is fantastic.
Well, yeah, we've come a long way. Just streaming over the course of the last couple of decades, actually, about 20 years of streaming bowling, it seems like. And just think we've got that many streams coming up for you this week. So it's really cool coverage. And we even had a chance to speak with some of the parents over on the other side. We've got some of our Bowl TV chat folks wearing the T-shirts that they made on their own here talking to us this morning. So a lot of Bowl TV support here over here at Expo for us.
Well, Mike, I'm not sure what you're seeing over there. Obviously, we're showing the boys on the main feed, but what are you seeing in terms of the girls and how they're playing them out of the gate over there?
Multiple styles. I'm seeing a lot of folks playing them differently, but the girls are going to play further to the right and kind of stay around the same area, lower rev rates. But it's a little too early to tell thus far. We didn't get a chance to watch too many balls go down the lane in practice as we were setting up, but as they get settled in, I'm sure we'll have a little clearer picture.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of urethane going down the lane here on the boys' side. I think that's common no matter what the pattern is these days, and what side of the lane they're bowling on. Cameron here up on lane number 42, he's got open strike, and he's playing pretty far out with Purple Hammer, and that's a really double for him.
Yeah, over here on the girls' side, I'm seeing higher ball speeds is a good thing. And I'm seeing right around the second arrow right now for most of the players. Some just a little bit further out. They've got a little less rev rate. but thus far, not really having too much problems getting to the pocket. But these are the best of the best, right? So you wouldn't expect anything otherwise.
Yeah, and for me, it's interesting. I'm actually sitting right on the cusp of where the patterns are different. So that I'm on 39 and 40, and then 41 and 2. So we've got two different patterns they're bowling on. The kids that are bowling on 39 and 40. To me, it looks like that pattern might be a little shorter, just because there's some players that are trying to play a little bit further left and having a lot of trouble hitting the pattern. I also saw in practice a lot of shots missed wildly, away from the head pin. So, on the Brooklyn side, running away. So to me, that tells me the pattern's a little shorter, because when the pattern's longer, you usually don't see that misses that are that wild, because the pattern's long enough to hold the ball in place from breaking loose. So typically when you see shots that are that wild, it's because someone's in the wrong part of the lane and they miss a little bit the wrong way, and the ball just magnifies. But we'll have to wait and see at the end of the week what the exact patterns are. The patterns, as I mentioned, are released after the event is over. But it certainly looks like there are quite a few players that have it figured out. And I think Cameron Crow being one of them. Not surprising. He's arguably the top player here in the boys U20 division, member of Junior Team USA and also Adult Team USA, reigning national amateur champion. Leaves a stone 8 there. And also had an outstanding performance in the ITC Nationals event that was aired on CBS Sports Network. But we've got 3 lefties on this pair. Alex Peglau is the only righty on the pair, and he'll be up on the right lane here on lane 42. But we've got Andrew Martin. He's up on lane 41. He's a lefty. And also Brandon Howard. Andrew, a little bit lower rev rate, attacking him with reactive, and carries the Brooklyn there.
Yeah, hey JT, as far as schedule is concerned here for the rest of the day and what we have going on, the next couple of days, what times can folks tune in and watch us here on Bowl TV?
Yeah, so I do have the schedule right here in front of me. We have another squad coming up at 11:30 a.m. It's the same group that we're watching here this morning. So the breaking up of the U20 division, from the younger folks that'll be here next week, it allows the whole squad, the whole field to bowl all at the same time. So we've got basically everybody bowling 8 games today, and then we'll have the same schedule tomorrow, 7 a.m. start and 11:30 a.m. second block, and they'll be done with their 16 games of qualifying at the end of the day on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we'll get started with the advancers round, and that actually will all take place over at Expo. That'll start at 7:30 a.m., so we get to sleep in that day, which is nice. And
There
then
you go.
the advancers round 2 will start at 1:30 p.m. on Thursday, and then our first round of match play gets underway at 7:30 p.m. on Thursday. And then there's one more round that night. And then Friday, we start again bright and early, 7:30 a.m. There are 4 rounds of 2-game matches. And that point will be in the bracket elimination. And then our stepladder finals for the U20 division will take place at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So you're going to want to set your calendar for that on Friday. That is the finals of the event we're watching right now. And then we'll have the trade show on Saturday. We'll do a couple of broadcasts from there, which will be a lot of fun. And then we'll get set up on Sunday for our part 2 of Junior Gold, which is the U12, U15, and U18 divisions. And those get underway on Monday. Once again, bright and early, 7 a.m. And those days, 4 days of qualifying. We've got 7 a.m., 11:30 a.m., 4 p.m., and 8:30 p.m. squads for 4 straight days. So a lot of action will happen, starting next week.
I was taking notes there. Now I know when I'm going to be able to be here on air. All right, I got it all figured out now. That rundown.
All right, schedule in place. You ran down the separate unit the 15 and U18. 3,500 bowlers have qualified for the 2021 event. Once again, taking place across 6 centers here in the Indianapolis area. And one of the cool things about this particular year is that the competitors in the U12, U15, U18, and U20 divisions are competing for part of the largest scholarship fund in tournament history, $500,000 being given out in competition this week to go along with spots on Junior Team USA and Junior Team USA's developmental team. So a lot of excitement for the great bowling and the opportunity to win a youth title, but for these competitors, a lot of great opportunities to better their future with the scholarship money, and as they look ahead to their college bowling coming up. Of course, their academic studies, and of course, spots on Junior Team USA and the developmental team. I know that was part of the announcements at the start of the squad. The members of Team USA from the past couple of years who have for the junior team, they've been waiting for this opportunity for a couple of years now to kind of have that recognition. They've been part of the team, but obviously with things going on in the world, they've been able to go to camp, go to compete, and represent their country. So it was nice to see them get that type of recognition prior to the start of the squad for being part of a group representing the red, white, and blue on the league the past couple of years. I want to give a big shout out to the Bowl TV community. Already a couple of folks in the chat, and of course, everybody watching on Facebook and YouTube. This is a sneak peek of game number 1 here into the U20 qualifying for round number 1. So at the conclusion of game number 1, we will send the feed directly to bowltv.com. So be sure to head on over, subscribe today, join the community. As we've posted throughout the course of the past couple of weeks leading into this event, a few different price points to come in at to get a ticket just for this week for Junior Gold to watch the live competition, including the stepladder finals at on July 9th and then July 17th, $14.95 to watch Junior Gold specifically, which you can pick up a monthly recurring subscription for $9.95 or an annual recurring subscription for $79.95. Of course, those are great ways to not only support these great youth athletes competing this week, but a chance to support the PGA Tour as well, and all the USBC short duration events that are broadcast on Bowl TV. So $9.95 for the $79.95 for the annual recurring subscriptions. Transaction fees do apply for all three. And of course, and I know the folks at Bowl TV know what I'm going to say next. We do have giveaways throughout the course of the week as well. That are exclusively on bowltv.com. So make sure to be on the lookout for those when you're over watching throughout the course of the next few weeks. We've got some great prizes to give away to folks in the Bowl TV community. And, Mike mentioned a little bit earlier, we do have one of our community members, Michelle Kennedy, in attendance here watching her daughter compete. So Michelle usually in the TV chat, but it's really an awesome community to just sit back, enjoy bowling, talk bowling, wacky topics we tend to get on from time to time. But it's a great group, so we certainly hope you check it out throughout the course of the week. And of course, there's coming up to see the champions here, the 2021 Junior Gold Championships.
Yeah, we're going to have 4 shows here on Bowl TV, as a matter of fact. It's going to be 4 total shows. We're going to have one coming up this weekend here, and then we're going to have 3 of them next weekend as well. So you're definitely going to make sure you want to be subscribed to be able to tune in and watch those shows.
I do see some questions coming up in the chat on bowltv.com. Address those real quick for you, good folks. Stephanie, will the camera be moving around? It's actually going to be set behind these particular pairs throughout qualifying at least. But you do have the ability to check out the different channels. So right now, this is the main commentary channel. But you do have the ability to check out. We currently have 8 additional channels live. 4 from Expo Bowl for the U20 girls, and 4 from Western Bowl for the U20 women's. All available right now on bowltv.com. So if you're in the navigation, if you're watching on a desktop, you can find it below the video. So if you're in full screen, you might have to take it out for a second. Make sure you can find all the channels, Expo 3, Western 1, that good stuff. Or if you're on a mobile device, in the top right-hand corner, you can find those as well. So you can check those out in the 4-box window pane. That's or on a mobile device. You'll be able to select from the different channels to kind of go around, find your favorite bowlers throughout the course of the week. Good question from Gloria. Boys and girls make it to USA here, and in talking to Stephen, who is not only our director of coaching, but also works with Team USA, Junior Team USA. It sounds like it's going to be similar to past years for Junior Gold, where 6 spots are grabs. So, we talked a little bit about the format earlier, but the U20 division, after 26 games, so the 4 qualifying rounds, 16 games right there, 2 advancers rounds, 5 games apiece, 26 games, the top 4 will earn automatic spots onto Junior Team USA. And then the top 2 players facing off in the stepladder finals will also get spots on Junior Team USA. That's going to be the same for both the boys and the girls division. So 6 spots up for grabs. I know the question coming up next: what happens if someone, if I qualified second, then I make the stepladder finals or make the title match? How does that work? If you get a spot, then it will go back to the qualifying results. So it would go back to 5th place then. And if both players had already qualified, it would go back to 6th. So those are some things to look out for throughout the course of the week. We'll definitely be charting that information, keeping an eye out for it, and looking to be joining in 2022. shots left to go here in game number 1 from a Western Bowl. So once again, as a reminder to the good folks watching on Facebook and YouTube, we will be shutting down the stream to the social platforms and bowltv.com. Once again, the place to be for all the great information you need and to watch the action live across the 8 channels and a commentary channel. See a few folks chiming in on Facebook and YouTube. So good morning to Mike and Jeremy. We got Chris, Jesse, Adam Barda as well. So hello to our buddy Rep from bowltv.com.
Yeah, coming up to the end of game 1, and Cameron Crowe in the 160s here in game number 1. A lot of low scores as I walked up and down the building, doing the check here for 300 games. There was one gentleman on the low end who had the front 7, so he's off to a quick start. But yeah, just a lot of low scores across the board. Brandon Howard is going to have a chance to shoot 2-0, which is a very, very solid start given what I'm seeing across the building. Nicholas Luther had 254. That's the biggest game I see in front of me, but I see an equal amount of 130s, 160s, 150s. So very demanding pattern here right out of the gate.
JT, one common trend with junior gold each and every year is spare shooting and making sure that's on point because it's very interesting the pace of this event, and especially with the U20 working this week at 2 rounds in one day. But it's important to be able to build those frames to avoid those rough games, those 140s, those 150s, those 160s, turn those into 80s. It may not sound like a ton right now, but if you're averaging 180 to 185, you're in a position to potentially make a cut out here. It's tough and demanding as they usually are. So spare shooting very, very important. And we've got an update coming from Mike here from Expos.
Yeah, I had a chance to go over and check things out over on the other side of the building here. And the highest game that I saw was by Brenna Madison, bowled in the 220s. Didn't get a chance to see every single game score, of course, but as I walked across the bowling center, Brenna Madison was in the 220s. I had a chance to talk with Andy Dirks, who was in the concourse, and he mentioned that he believes that it's the shortest pattern that you're going to see throughout the entire competition of the U20 girls division. Very, very sparky. You miss left, you can give the head pin away, go into the left. Really difficult to throw it in the gutter over here. Although just as he had said that, I saw someone throw it in the gutter, trying to test the outside part of the lane. Higher ball speed, cleaner covers when it comes to bowling ball selection, and just trying to keep your angles pretty much right in front of yourself. And, kind of resembles what you may call an animal pattern, like a cheetah pattern. It's almost what it feels like over here. So low scores to start, but of course, there's a lot of nerves that first game. There's a lot of build up, a lot of anticipation, and I expect scores to go up the game. And as everyone gets comfortable with the pattern and just being at junior goal, especially with not being here last year. So that's my report after game number 1 here from the U20 girls division, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike.
Mabel Cummins is in the field. I did not see what she bowled that game, but we will be able to report on that. Which I got a question for you guys. Score updates. I don't know if you covered that or not when I was away, but how do folks see scores each and every day, and when will those be updated?
Bowl.com/junior will be the main place to check out all the information. There's a 2021 results page available, but if you're already on bowltv.com, as we've done for PWBA events and other events in the past, a few different tabs to select. So that actually takes you to the main results page. As far as frequency, we will hopefully have them up. I'm not 100% sure how quickly we will, but we will do our best to find out. As scores begin to be sent in, they will certainly push them out as quickly as they can after verifying and making sure everything is correct. But right now we're kind of playing it by ear, but hopefully pretty quick on score updates throughout the course. It may not be every game; it may be every 2 games, but we'll wait and see. We'll get these. Quite a few competitors out on the lane, so scores kind of coming from different places, all funneling into one spot. So, big shout out to the crew, though, who's some hours the next couple of days and weeks to make sure those scores are getting out to all the good folks watching at home, wanting to know where their favorite athletes are in the state.
Guys, I've run tournaments before in the past, big events, couple hundred, multiple hundreds of entries. And I was even talking to Aaron Smith yesterday. The amount of work that goes in for an event like this with so many moving parts, so many different divisions, so many bowling centers, so many people here helping make it happen. I couldn't have said it any better than you just did, Aaron. This is a big deal. And to those of you that have never been to a junior gold in the last 5 years, or to those of you that just see it online, seeing it here in person is unbelievable. The amount of work, effort. I mean, just the amount of shirts for staff that I saw yesterday piled up on tables. There's a lot of people here making this thing go. So you're absolutely right. We just get to tell the stories. We get to have the fun. We get to be the face of the event right here on Bowl TV. I also want to give a shout out to Margarita in the chat. She says it's great to have me back this couple of weeks. So I want to thank my one fan in the chat. I love you. Appreciate it. Happy to be here.
All right. I can make a great point. And for folks on Facebook, we are going to get ready to sign off here in just a second. But a lot of great volunteers as well who come out to work Junior Gold each and every year. So big thank you to them as well. But for right now, we're going to take a quick break before we get into game 2 here. Western Bowl in the U20 boys division of the 2021 Junior Gold Championships. Once again, head on over to bowltv.com, pick up a subscription to watch for the next 2 weeks. That's right. That's how much bowling we got, folks. 2 weeks of youth competitors, the best youth players in the nation, competing out on the lanes here in Indianapolis. So, big thank you to everyone once again for joining us here on Facebook and YouTube, and on Bowl TV. We'll see you in just a moment. We'll be right back here at the 2021 Junior Gold Championships.
That's not yours. What? Your name what? Not yours. Nothing. Where do we move?
Well, they all haven't switched over yet. So they said to wait till they all switch over.
Oh.
Before make sure they're correct.
Because what's up there's not.
I know what these are. The officials are, yeah.
No. The names aren't going to be right. The system skipped them. 80 lanes instead of going 41 to 8. Oh, we got to go through all of them? So the names don't be right at all. Correct. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's skipped from 80 now. We were missing a whole
Hi, David. Why, it's real important to write down your score.
Brenton, you were on the side with the. Yeah, but you were on the side with the after, right? Were you? Were you on the? I started on the turn on 74 and I finished. So you were on the lane we go after Fuller. So you're on your Samuel. You're good. Well, you both with the roller on your side, right? Dylan, 43.
All right, everybody, settling into game number 2 here, qualifying round number 1 for for the U20 boys and girls at the 2021 Junior Gold Championships taking place in Indianapolis. Currently across 2 centers here for the U20 division will be 6 centers once we get to the U12, U15, and U18 divisions coming up in a couple of days. My name's Aaron Smith, coming to you live from Expo Bowl, along with Mike Flanagan of Inside Bowling, and Jason Thomas is over at Western Bowl, which is where we're at right now, taking a look at lanes 41 through 44. In addition to the Junior Gold Championships taking place over the course of the next 2 weeks here in the great state of Indiana, the Bowling.com Youth Open Championships also will be taking place here in Indianapolis at All-Star Bowl, which is also one of our host centers for the Junior Gold Championships. The Youth Open Championships is a non-qualifying tournament open to all USBC youth bowlers. It has competition in singles, doubles, and 4-person team. Squads for that will be held from July 7th through the 9th, July 16th through the 18th, and then July 24th and 25th. So a few opportunities for folks to come and travel and compete in the event. U18 is the oldest division, but there are a few age-based divisions as well. Of course, this is a great opportunity for competitors to go out and kind of get that experience, that feel that many of the USBC adult members get to experience with the USBC Open Championships, the USBC Women's Championships. So that will be going on throughout the week as well. So while we have the opportunity, I know Mike mentioned Mabel Cummins. We do have her on one of the pairs here over at Expo, so we're going to make the switch over, take a quick look at her in game number 2. So everybody hang tight as we make the switch.
Yeah, and I do have a little update here on Mabel Cummins here as we get ready to switch over. She bowled 179 in the first game, and again, and trying to get her footing underneath herself here. She was using a urethane ball when I was watching her bowl to start this game. She's got a pretty good foot. You'll see her playing towards the outside part of the lane. Again, this should be the shortest pattern. I can't guarantee that because we don't see the patterns ahead of time, but this more than likely will be the shortest pattern that we see these young athletes participate on here. Get a look at Mabel here, front and center. She'll be playing towards the outside part of the lane. Right at the gutter there, as you can see. Shorter pattern over here.
Mabel off to a pretty nice start here in game number 2. Started off with a spare in the first double, and then that 10-pin. We'll get the other players in the lineup here as well. Joining her on lanes 63 and 64 once again. This is Expo 4 available on BowlTV.com. Leah Grabowski and Emily Hughes are also competing with Mabel at the moment on 63 and 64. And then over on 65 and 66, we have Mackenzie Ulian. Got the scoreboard there. Unfortunately, covering up part of the name there in Smith, as I know, all too well, very common last name. So a few different Smiths in the field. So Evan, Kayla, and Skylar. So next time they're up, we'll check the jersey to see. And then 2019 U17 champion Caroline Thieser as well on that pair. Oh, Mackenzie, 8-pin. It's too early in the morning for an 8-pin.
Yeah, solid 8 there. 7:47 a.m. right now.
Way too early for Nathan.
I'll tell you what, I don't know how everybody gets up this early to bowl. I was thinking that coming in today. I mean, this is early. And if we have anybody on the West Coast watching right now, good morning or welcome home.
Yeah, it looks like Kayla Smith is the Smith joining us here on 65 and 66. So there's our lineup. Mabel will be up on 63.
A lot of fans here. A lot of fans here.
It's great to have him in attendance here.
Yeah, you guys also have Caroline Bezier on the opposite pair of Mabel Cummins, who won the U17 championship in 2019.
He's actually one of Mabel's teammates at
Vanderbilt.
At Vanderbilt. We'll probably see quite a few. Nice cover there by Kayla. Probably will see quite a few collegiate bowlers throughout the course on both the boys and the girls side here in the U20 division. So, we watched Cameron Crowe, who was part of that great performance from St. Ambrose on their way to the ITC championship round earlier this year. Of course, I believe Alec Keplinger was announced. I think I heard that on your side, JT, that he's competing this week. He was part of the Wichita State team that won the ITC on the men's side. So, a lot of great competitors with a lot of experience, not only in the youth ranks but on the collegiate side as well. So, benefiting from that continued coaching. A lot of great coaches out there. You mentioned Vanderbilt. We got John Williamson and Josie Barnes as well, the PWBA Tour champion. Saw Patricia Rosales, who is the defending U20 champion from 2019. She's a great collegiate competitor for Prairie View A&M. Saw a few Texas Southern players practicing yesterday when we were setting things up. So plenty of very talented bowlers with the collegiate experience to go along with all the things they've accomplished on the youth portion as well.
Yeah, Caroline also was named the 2020 Alberta E-Pro Star of Tomorrow. Received that award at our USBC annual convention this year. And I got to be involved in the interview process. We did all the awards virtually, and she's just a great young lady. She did also bowl the PTQ at the U.S. Open there in Mooresville. When the U.S. Open was there, and she earned one of the spots in the U.S. Open. So that was pretty cool.
One thing for me, guys, about this event is I think a lot of adult bowlers should thank this event, because before Junior Gold happened, you saw a lot of really good youth players move up to the adult rank. And then this tournament came along with all these divisions, and it's turned into what it is now, which is an incredible experience and a really big title to have it on your resume for your life. Not only just your youth career, but I mean, it gets talked about years after you move on and you become an adult. So a lot of these athletes, especially in this division, they stay down in youth just to bowl this event for this event. That is how big of a deal this is here, and that didn't used to be the case 20 years ago. There are many young athletes that say I'm going to stay down so I can have a chance to win junior gold and I can make my mark. So I think there's a lot of adult bowlers that are probably prosperous in the pocketbook of this event.
Yeah, that's a great point, Mike. Junior Gold was created shortly after I turned adult, I guess is the terminology. But had there been a Junior Gold when I was younger, I probably would have stayed, and Jim Murdishaw and some of the other guys that I bowled against would have had more money in their pockets. Actually, Jim took a lot of my money as well. He had no issue taking money from a 17-year-old back in 1992.
What's amazing to me, even every year coming here, and I've been coming for like the last 4 or 5, but I hadn't been here since I believe it was 1996 at the National Bowling Stadium. Was that the first junior goal? Was it 96? 97?
96, yeah.
Yeah, and I was at that one. I heard about this event. I qualified through my state, through my qualifier, and I went to Reno, and I went gold the very first one. And I had not been back until about 5 years ago. Obviously, I wasn't able to compete. I was there working the event. But to see what it's turned into and being away from it for that many years, and then seeing how it's continued to be such an incredible event and such a huge undertaking, just working it the last 5 years, it's one of the bright spots of our sport. It's if it was a monopoly board, guys, if you were putting together a bowling monopoly board, junior gold would have a space. It would be a property on the monopoly board. And I might even put it as like jail. Do not pass go directly to junior gold.
Oh wow.
Not because it's a bad place to be, but because it's an anchor point on the board.
Getting back to that first tournament for you, Mike, that was 98 was actually the first year.
98. Wow.
98. So 538 competitors in that initial, it's called the Junior Olympic Gold National Championships back then, which was obviously now known as Junior Gold, but 538, and now we have, even with the circumstances going on in the world with the pandemic, we saw 3,500 kids qualify for this event in 2021, which is pretty crazy, and that growth has been pretty steady. We had gotten up to more than 4,000 in 2019 in the Detroit area. But yeah, I mean, and looking back at the names on that, that top 16, I don't see your name on there, Mike, unfortunately.
So I think I was 32nd. They dropped pins. They dropped pins in the first one. Once you made it down, and if I had to recall a few names, Rory Kalanquin, Brian Hatcher, I believe there was a guy by the name of Phil Aspirus, maybe might have been in there. Daniel Borches, maybe might have been a name in there.
Yep, we got some of those on there. Rory ended up winning on the boys' side. Derek Oaf finished 6th. Sean Rash, he turned out pretty good. 9th place finish. Andrew Kane, Robbie Spigner as well. Some of the notable names in the top 16 on the girls' side. Missy Parkin. The winner of the first one, Missy Bellander back then, but got Amy Rocco as well, a great player.
Amy Rocco from Colorado. Yeah.
That's right. Crystal Scott, Christina Kinney out of Las Vegas, Deandra Asbeatty.
Yeah, she bowled 279 the last game to make it into the top 16. I remember that specifically.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. All the way back from 98. Run it back in the way back when machine.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mike Fagan did not even make the first cut, but I believe he went over to the Hilton and won the second chance tournament going away. And if we're talking about old school junior gold stories, didn't Stephanie Nation win this thing 3 years in a row?
Stephanie did, and she's not the only one, however. Shannon Bluhowski also won 3 years in a row. So Shannon won after Missy won the first one. Shannon won in 1999, 2000, and 2001. And then let's see, when did Stephanie's? 2002 was Olivia Sandham, another great player. And then 2003, 2004, and 2005. Then Stephanie Nation, now Stephanie Johnson, back to back to back.
Three-peat. She Jordaned it.
She did, yes, absolutely.
When did this event go to more than one division?
2013, I want to say, is when they started offering the different age classifications. So I'm going to.
So for 15 years.
2012.
2012. So is that 14? Is my math right? For 14 years, it was just a scratch singles event, boys and girls divisions, and then it really ramped up and expanded in 2012.
That is correct. So up to 2011, it was any youth bowler who qualified could compete. So think about the players who had a ton of success in this event for many years, like a Wesley Lowe, who was probably competing at this event when he was about 6. But competing against the top players who were ready for college, in college. So that separation, obviously, it was still a good learning experience for a lot of these young players. But the expansion really gave a lot of different players the opportunity to kind of feel what it's like to make a run at the cut, make a run, understand the advances round, get to the match play portion.
Yeah.
So in 2012, the U15 division was added for the boys and the girls division. And taking a look at the folks who some familiar names on the winners list. Bradley Krause won the U15 for the boys. Brianna Clemmer, who's now leading the PWBA Rookie of the Year race. Back in 2012, she won the U15 title here at Junior Gold. It wasn't her only title. She won U20 in 2014. But on the boys' side in 2012, actually here in Indianapolis as well, AJ Johnson winning the boys' U20 title. Robin Renslow, the girls' U20 title. And then the next change happened in 2014, adding the U12. And you know who won the U12 on the boys' side way back in Buffalo, New York in 2014?
Spencer Robarge?
It was not Spencer, although I'm sure Spencer won in 15.
Oh, okay.
But the Ginger Assassin himself, Anthony,
Wow.
won the very first U12 boys title at the Junior Gold Championships.
And then he went and won the U20 when he was 16.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, that was an emotional win too, man. That telecast, if you haven't seen it, go out and YouTube it wherever you can find it. That was an emotional one right there. He and his dad paying tribute to his mother. That was a big one.
And he finished second in the U15 the year before that, and it took a 299 by Solomon Salama to beat him.
Anthony's track record at this event pretty impressive. But I actually covered the U12 that very first year, so for me it was, it's always fun to we typically are talking to, the top professionals, the top, amateur players in the world. At a lot of the events we cover, the Open Championships, the Women's Championships. You look at Masters, you look at Queens and stuff like that, and Junior Gold's a whole different kind of feel to it. Especially get into chat with these younger players. And I remember talking to Anthony afterwards, and it was one of those things where it was like it was just so cool to talk to him about it. He was very casual about it all
Yeah.
at the time, but obviously we saw how much it meant to him, when he won in 2018. But all very casual, like, yeah, this is cool. I like winning. This is fun. But it's so awesome, and he bowled Alex Horton, who's another young standout uh, in that title match. So it was fun to watch Alex compete as well in Buffalo for that event. But yeah, it's crazy how we talk about the numbers, jumping up, the amount of junior gold just members, the players that qualify, the players that come out each and every year. But yeah, it's been fun to kind of watch the progression and to kind of see that success also play over to, once these young stars, we see a Marshall Kent as a past champion,
Yeah, and beat
and the
Matt
success
Gasson.
they've had.
His good friend Matt Gasson, who works in the industry, has gone on to not only be a great bowler, but contribute in other ways, working in the industry like a lot of us have. 235 for Mabel Cummins, by the way, guys. I believe that's a urethane ball she's using, or if it's not urethane, it's a very weaker and symmetrical piece. Pretty impressive to watch the game she just bowled right here. I appreciate you guys switching over to that here. She's a superstar, as we all know, and 179 the first game and bounces back with 235 game here. The one thing that I will learn from what we were just talking about there is I could see everybody kind of smiling here behind the scenes in our little backstage studio talking about Junior Gold and who's won, who's made runs, our memories from watching this stuff. And that's what it's all about. And not only is it about that for us, but the athletes have those stories of who they hung out with or who they met or who they crossed with or who they became Facebook friends with as social media has developed. And this is a real team building, friendships forever type of thing at Junior Gold. And again, I know we talked about it a little bit at the top of the show, not being able to have this event last year. It just feels really good and very grateful to have it back. And it's great. And I also like to see how all the athletes accessorize and how they like to their jerseys and what they wear. And we're looking at, I believe that's quite a dog right here on the back of this jersey here. Of course, Logo Infusion, a great partner. They allow you to do whatever you want with your jersey. But I like looking at all the different ways that people express themselves and their designs of their jerseys. That's another really cool thing to keep an eye on as you watch all these streams, all these pairs over the course of the next 2 weeks. That's something I enjoy personally.
And Mike, as we transition into Game 3, that is Lauren Tomacheski, who's a collegiate bowler, who's part of the North Carolina A&T team that finishes the runner-up at the ITC. So, yes, that's pretty cool-looking jersey right there. Looks like she's got her dog on the front and the back of the shirt, so very awesome stuff right there. And a big shout out, you mentioned Logo Infusion. Of course, I Am Bowling, powered by Logo Infusion, the official jersey provider for Junior Gold. We talked about all the jerseys that we saw everybody just from the staff wearing. So, big thanks to them for providing that. That's a great asset for the competitors, for everybody, just to be able to, identify who's working, look for the forest green shirt this day or the red shirt, whatever color it may be. You'll find the staff member who will be able to help you out throughout the course of the week with any questions when you're on site in Indianapolis. Staying on this pair for right now. Let's see who we're starting off with. Over on 63 and 64. We have Alexis Lajos, Lyric Osteen, and Mina Garner to your left on 63 and 64. Amanda Kiang, Dakota Medlika, Victoria Hilton, and then, as we mentioned, Lauren Tomaszewski as well.
Once again, we're going to have 4 games for you here this morning. Pace of play is very quick. 4 to a pair. Skip procedure is skip 3 pairs and then go to the 4th pair to the right, crossing with the same players. I'm Mike Flanagan, Aaron Smith, anchor on our broadcast. JT over at Western Bowl. JT is over there with the under 20 boys division, and we've got 4 channels for you. Those are your Western channels. Aaron and I are over here at Expo, and we've got the girls division for you, the 4 channels for you to choose from. And of course, thanks for joining us here on the main channel as well. We are in Indianapolis. Got some great bowling centers that are a part of Junior Gold. Every time we go to a different city, a lot of planning, a lot of work goes into play, along with these bowling centers allowing Kegel as well as Nick Hoagland to come in and test lean patterns and put out the proper conditions for equality across all the squads. Squad equity, very important, and the partners over at Kegel provide that for us.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. We got Doug Dukes on site here today from Expo, along with USBC's Tom Nasser as well, helping condition the lanes here, specifically at Expo Bowl. But yeah, definitely a big shout out to Kegel. I believe 16 lane machines brought over. And Nick Hoagland, as you mentioned, was if you follow him on Facebook, you were seeing all those posts as he went from center to center, kind of getting ready with all the patterns, making sure all the machines were set to go. So, big thank you to both Nick and to Kegel for their continued support of USBC and IBC youth events and the sport of bowling in general. So, big shout out to Kegel and to Nick as well.
And our bowling center partners this week, who do we have? How many centers do we have, Aaron?
We have 6 centers this week, Michael. So the players will, as you mentioned, for the U20, we just had the 2 centers to kick things off this week, Expo Bowl and Western Bowl. But for the U12, U15, and U18, we will also introduce All-Star Bowl, Championship lanes, Strike Force lanes, and then Woodland Bowl as well. So Woodland, a very familiar host for many PBA events over the years. So another 80 lane center. There's 3 of those here in Indianapolis, which is pretty awesome. All of them a part of the Royal Pin Entertainment family. So very familiar with Western Bowl, where JT is at. For the Hoosier Classic, that's the home of the Hoosier Classic each and every year. Great collegiate event, usually to wrap up the regular season. Expo Bowl, we were actually here at Expo for part of the Hoosier Classic in 2021, a couple of months ago, as we expanded to 2 centers. And then Woodland, as we talked about, just a great facility, and home to quite a few memorable PBA events over the years as well.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about Indianapolis and the proprietors here is they take care of the bowling centers and they remodel them and they constantly keep them upkept. I see new carpet, I see new seating area, new couches, nice, beautiful scoreboards that you can see with our Mevo cameras here, which we were just talking about behind the scenes, everybody. But the upkeep with these bowling centers is fantastic. And what I love so much, and this is the point that I'm getting at, it's taken me a while to get here, is the point that when you make all these upgrades, you have to pay for it. And you typically do that through casual play, through open play, birthday parties, corporate parties. And a lot of times centers get focused in on building that revenue in that way. But what I'm so impressed with the proprietors in the Indianapolis area is that not only do they do that to pay their bills, but they also make sure the competitive bowling can also continue to thrive in this market. So they'll bid on a junior gold, or they'll accept a junior gold, the Hoosier tournament every single year, as you mentioned, and even scratch events. You know, Western Bowl, when I knocked on their door to hold an IB Open, the Royal Penn Centers not too long ago, four years ago or so, they welcomed us in with open arms to have a scratch event. And you don't see that all throughout the country all the time. So hats off to the great centers here in Indianapolis. And that goes to the ones that maybe didn't even get junior gold this year. But I know that this area is a hotbed for bowling. And not only are they committed to the casual play and running great businesses, they're also committed to taking the sport forward. So you're absolutely right with Woodland Bowl and all these great centers. And I just wanted to get that out there before I forget sometime over the course of the next 2 weeks. You know, I'm curious. I don't know if I want to put them on the spot here or not, but I'm wondering what's happening over on the other side of Indianapolis right now. What's happening over at Western, JT?
A lot of low scores.
Yeah, not very many high.
Yeah, exactly. No, they're rough. I mean, if I look to my left, I've got a 69 in the sixth, and an 81 in the sixth, and a 77 in the sixth, and 3 straight opens to start a game. 2 strikes total on a pair. So yeah, they're not easy. And I like you said, Mike, it certainly looks like we're bowling on something short. I'm not sure it would be cheetah, because that pattern seems to yield some high scores, but certainly, a harder, shorter pattern. Cameron Crowe came by, and you saw him bowl 169 his first game. He doesn't look. It's funny. He's got a smile on his face, but he doesn't look happy. He's not happy with the way he's throwing the ball. He said they're not that hard, but he said he's not throwing it very well right now. And for him to say they're not that hard, I'm not sure how much I believe that, because he bowls on a lot of hard stuff. They look awfully hard from what I'm watching. So anyway, they're very difficult.
Yeah, ditto over here. I'm gonna bring us on camera here. JT, are you sitting with the people there? Because you were talking, and then I heard like a parent.
I am.
Pretty hard.
Yeah, no, I am having a lot of conversations, and I've been muting my mic for the most part. But yeah, there's, like you said, a lot of people here, and I didn't block off my seat, so I'm just letting everybody sit right up with me, and I may even pass the headset over if my voice starts to get a little hoarse.
That's what I was wondering. This reminds me of like College Game Day or something, where you're with the fans right there. We over here, just to let everybody know what's going on, this is the 2-sided bowling center. We are over where no one is bowling currently. So over on the other side is where the bowling's going on. So I run over there to see what's happening and then come back and give reports. But JT is with the people. I think that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, and this is a huge center. I mean, 80 lanes.
Straight across.
Yeah, I mean, when I walk up and down to try to do the 300 check, it takes a while. And I also, because I'm wearing the green shirt, I get stopped quite often for, scoring corrections and things like that, which I have no idea how to do. But I just politely say, I'll run and get somebody that knows how to do that. But yeah, it's a huge center, and it just gives you an idea of the scope of the event. You know, we're in a huge center, which is completely filled. We're using all the lanes except for the end pairs. So 76 of the 80 lanes are in use. And it's just one center that we're in. And obviously this week we're just in the two centers. But, you add this to the folks that'll be here next week. And, I mean, it just gives you an idea of the scope of how big this event is.
All right. And speaking of that, Mike is going to head over, make the long walk. Keep an eye on things as we do get toward the back half of Game 3 here from the girls' division at Expo Bowl. We have laser tag though, JT. So I'm just saying you got the one long straightaway. It's 40 on two separate sides here at Expo, so that's a little different. Woodland, we talked about that center. That's 80 all the way across as well. But we are a two-sided center here. It's actually pretty cool when you walk between essentially the low end and the high end. That's where the laser tag is. That's where the cafe is at as well. But you can actually they have a window set up to where you can take a quick look into the mechanics area and kind of see the mechanics can basically work in one spot because it's basically kind of the way I'm looking at. I'm looking at lane 17 and 18 right now on my side, and then the mechanic stuff is there. And then there's a big walkway, and then the mechanic stuff again, and then the lanes on the other side. So a pretty unique setup, and saves time to be able to work on the machines as well for the staff here. So they have a little window where you can kind of look in and see see the pin setters working and everything. So it's pretty cool stuff here at Expo.
Yeah, that's a big place. I mean, you if you're stationed on one side of the center, you often forget that there's a whole nother bowling center over on the other side. It definitely looks like on my side here, watching the boys, there are a lot of players that are trying to play too far left. Even with urethane, which is kind of odd, you see urethane. It obviously gives you the ability to play further to the right, but there's some of the players here trying to play left with urethane, and seeing a lot of bad ball reaction. Get the ball right, ball doesn't hook. Get the ball left, hooks too much. There is a young man just to my left named Jacob Telke, who's playing right with urethane and is about to shoot 220. And providing a good roadmap for everybody else about the right place to play the lanes, at least on the pattern on the low end. Although the pattern on the high end looks fairly similar. It does look like you can play to the right and throw urethane or something with a little less down lane reaction.
Shout out to Jake. He bowls for Thomas More in the collegiate spectrum, and he actually qualified for the intercollegiate singles championships earlier this year. So talented young collegiate bowler out there doing his thing like it ain't no thing. But you talked about the urethane, JT, and just something we'll talk about throughout the course of both events. But a good note to keep in mind is that there is a ball limit for junior gold. So participants are allowed a maximum of 5 bowling balls on their equipment registration form. And once the ball is listed and the form is turned in, it cannot be removed or swapped out. So only those 5 balls are permitted throughout the course of competition. So that's a big part of the practice day, which we had yesterday, where these competitors got 40 minutes on each pattern at the center that they were going to be at, and they had the opportunity to, kind of determine what they were going to go with from there, and kind of determine, with only 5 bowling balls, it becomes a question of, do I want, am I a plastic ball spare person, or are you using urethane for that? Can you kind of turn 2 balls into one, and, serve as multi-purpose? But building out that arsenal as well is kind of a tricky thing that has to be taken into consideration. And one of the cool things that we saw on the youth bowling social media channels is that they actually talked to a lot of the top pros out there for the PBA and the PWBA tour, and were able to offer some tips to get ready for this event, which is pretty cool. So I know there was a great video from Wesley Lowe talking about the best way to get ready for practice day, and Chris Barnes talking about building an arsenal, and trying to find those things. So a lot of great learning moments in those. I know there's a few places that actually put on clinics to get ready for junior gold as well, and kind of look at getting into that situation where you're having to build an arsenal from what you see throughout the course of the practice day. So a lot of great resources to kind of get prepared for that. I thought the stuff on the youth bowling page was very cool in showcasing ways to get ready from some of the players who have had success at this tournament, and are some of the best in the business. And folks, this is going to be an opportunity to plug the youth bowling social channels. So at youth_bowling, place to be for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and even TikTok as well. TikTok, brand new for Junior Gold here for youth bowling. So be sure to check those out, give them a follow, and kind of keep up with everything going on throughout the course of both weeks here in Indianapolis with Junior Gold. So big shout out to Youth Bowling and their whole crew. We talked about the staff here this week, and it really is an amazing job the IBC Youth Development team does to make sure this tournament is well run, and these young athletes have the opportunity to compete on a grand national scale like this. So big shout out to all the folks. We could between the volunteers and the folks who come out to work this event every year, it's a big group, but it's certainly a labor of love, and just a big shout out to specifically here the IBC youth team for everything they do to get prepared to get ready for this event. We're just about wrapping up game number 3 here from the girls U20 division at Expo Bowl. Nice game from Alexis, 2:14 to finish up. She's going to lead the way here on 63 through 66. So we saw some big scores in back-to-back games here on 63 and 64. Mabel was in the 230s, Alexis in the 2 teens now. So potentially prepared to get some scores on here for players coming up here in game 4. But I think after Lyric wraps up here, we'll go ahead and switch over to the boys division. JT, how are you guys looking over there as far as where you guys are getting into?
Yeah, I would probably, if I were, had my choice, I would go to the Channel 4. We have one young man it started with the front 6, so 265 with him.
All right, since we got one more shot here from Lyric, we will head over there. You said Channel 4, correct?
Yeah, Western 4, and got 2 more frames here in game number 3, and then we will get into game 4. The rest of the pairs are just about to start game 4.
All right, sounds good. We will go ahead and make that switch. Everybody hang tight as we make the move over to Western Bowl, just like that. All right, folks, as we wrapping up game 3 here, getting ready for game 4. Just as a reminder, we do have a giveaway coming up. Many giveaways this week, so be on the lookout for that. If it's your first time joining us here on Bolt TV, they work very easily. All that's going to happen is you'll see a prompt pop up at the bottom left-hand corner of your video screen. We'll give you the heads up before it happens too, so it's not happening just yet, but we'll have it coming up here shortly. But you'll see a prompt that says the giveaway will begin soon. It'll count down 60 seconds, and then in that very same spot, you'll see another prompt afterwards that says the giveaway has begun. And you'll see a submit entry button. And all you have to do is click that submit entry button, and you'll be entered for a chance to win. We're going to be kicking things off here with a Bolt TV t-shirt. So be the giveaway here for game number 1, limited edition. So cool that I don't even have one. I have one TV. So got to change it up sometime soon. A Bolt TV t-shirt picking up. We get into game 4. Qualifying round at number 1 at the 2021 Junior Gold Championships. My name is Aaron Smith, joined by Inside Player Mike Flanagan, Jason Thomas, Curtis Von Kruger will be joining us as well a little bit later in the week. We prepare for 2 weeks. The top youth athletes in the nation competing here in Indianapolis, vying for titles, scholarship money, and lots of Junior Team USA, as we mentioned. The largest scholarship fund in junior gold history, $500,000 up for grabs, spread across all 4 divisions. So pretty awesome. See that, and as mentioned, the Junior Team USA and the developmental team as well will be available throughout the course of the week to qualify for the 2022 team. So we will get you that information throughout the course of the week as you get all those events. When we return to the lanes here in a little bit, once again, the time for that for round number 2 is going to be 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. It will be a brand new pattern for these competitors. So it will be their second qualifying round, so all the same competitors will be back. That'll be a little bit different than what we see through the U12, U15, the U18 portion of the week. They will bowl just 1 4-game block per day over the course of 4 days for qualifying, whereas we're doing the 2 rounds with a little bit smaller field here in the U20. 2 rounds per day over the first 2 days before we make the cut to the next round. So 11:30 p.m. or excuse me, 11:30 a.m. will be the next round today. Another 4-game block, so 8 games will be in place for qualifying. Qualifying for the U20 division will be halfway over after today, so the pace is pretty quick, just like it has throughout the course of the day so far. Before we get to our first advances round, the Thursday. The advances will hold 5 additional games. Another cut and another 5-game block to determine the top 16 for match play. Match play is going to work double elimination match play bracket. And competitors will bowl 2-game matches with total pinfall determining who moves on or who has a little bit longer road through the elimination bracket. 3 players, when it's all said and done, will advance to the stepladder finals for each of the divisions. Once again, for the U20, that'll be on July 9th, 1 p.m. Eastern for the start of those shows, and July 17th, U12, U15, U18 division. So once we get down to the end of the winners bracket, the 1 undefeated player on each side, they will face off for another match to determine the top seed. So it's kind of similar to what you've seen at the Masters or Queens in the past. So we'll have the top seed, 2 seed, and the winner of the elimination bracket will be the 3 seed matchup. And working a little bit differently this year, since we are here on BoldTV.com, that it will be a true double elimination format in the finals for the top seed. So they will have to be defeated twice in order to lose the final match. So something to keep an eye on throughout the course of the week here on Bowl TV.
Aaron, something I'm kind of curious about is over the years, and I'm sure this probably isn't tracked, and if it is, I apologize in advance, but how many two-handers bowl this event? If we look back at the last 10 years, what percentage of competitors threw it with 2 hands to now? Because I'm looking out there, I see so many two-handers out on the lanes.
I don't know if that's an officially tracked stat. I'm not sure if Elias has that information available either, but it has grown so much over the course of just the past couple of years, and especially on the boys' side, we see a little bit of it on the women's side. And I know that's always kind of the big thing people talking about, when we're doing the PWBA shows is, where the two-handed female players at. They're here. They're competing at junior gold. So, in the next couple of years, expect to see, a few of these players make their way out to the PWBA tour. But yes, on the men's side, the two-handed revolution is very real, folks. And, it's still one of those things that baffles me with the sport is the folks who are really against two-handed bowling, and I don't understand why, but to each their own. But it is very strong here on the boys' side, not only the U20 but U12 and U18. So you see that the Jason Belmontes, the Scoot Palermas, the guys who kind of started it and kind of how it's transitioned. Anthony Simonson, Kyle Troop, and where it's gone from there. So those folks out there on the PBA tour are certainly having their influence on the next generation of PBA tour stars, which is pretty cool to see.
Yeah, what's next, right? I mean, every decade, every 20 years or so, there's something new that happens. Whether if it's just torquing on it as much as you can at the bottom of the thing to double jointed players to two-handed now. What's next? I think about that often. What is next for power in bowling? And is there a point where it becomes too much power? You see a lot of folks that are out here bowling today, both the men's and the women's side. There's a lot of friction in lanes. So too many revolutions and not enough ball speed could actually hurt you today. So you see a lot of people now are using bowling balls that are controlled and don't hook very much. Urethane is a big thing now. And that's another thing to think about, is how our game evolves over time. And you're going to see it with the youth first. They're the guinea pigs, so to speak. They're the ones that you see all this stuff start to happen. They're the ones. What's the word I'm looking for? As you get older as an adult, you become set in your ways. But when you're young, you try anything because you don't know any better. And that's exactly how Belmo got started. He wanted to throw the ball down the lane. The only way he could do it as little as he was with two hands. And then he started getting good at it. He just kept doing it that way, right? And that's one of the great things about you.
Yeah, I mean, Jason Belmonte, I ran into him at Bowl Expo, and he asked me, do I miss covering the PBA tour? I used to cover the PBA tour for a number of years before I came to USBC. And now, only get to do a couple of events a year, the U.S. Open and the Masters. But he asked me if I missed it, what did I miss about it, if I did miss it? And I said, the thing that I enjoyed about watching the PBA Tour is, that was really the cutting edge of where bowling is in terms of, the performance. And, you see things on the PBA Tour that you've never seen before because they play the lanes in a different way. And then they set the trends, and then you see it out here in junior gold, either months or years later. And so I do wonder, as you do, Mike, what is, the next thing we're going to see? We do see these things like, the ban urethane, kind of funny. And it's really funny if you think about it. If you think about it in terms of other sports, would you ever, see in golf people saying let's ban persimmon drivers? In tennis, let's ban wooden rackets. It's a funny thing, but you tend to do in bowling what you can to score the best possible score that you can get. And if that means, lofting the gutter cap and throwing it, with a very aggressive ball from left to right, or if that means playing up two with urethane, or at some point, are we going to see, rubber balls come back or plastic balls, being used more often? For a while, when Feldman came out on tour, it was very common for him to throw plastic. He won his first title throwing plastic. So no, it's interesting, and are we going to see that that next trend, is it going to happen on the PBA tour? Is it going to happen on the PWBA tour? Is it going to happen at Junior Gold? Personally, I've always thought there would be a bowler who could do everything. Basically, could throw it, backup ball, loft it, throw it dead straight like Ernie Schlegel. And we're seeing Anthony Simonson start to develop some of those skills. Has won a title throwing a backup ball. Basically throw the ball just about any way. He can play very, very straight, although not Ernie Schlegel like, but I mean he's kind of the next step in the evolution in terms of how I see it.
Yeah, I agree. He's the most versatile player that there is. I think about speed. How hard can a bowling ball be thrown down the lane? Like we've seen Oscu at Spares throw it extremely hard, but is there going to be some just absolutely muscle-bound, toned perfectly, thoroughbred bowling athlete that can throw a bowling ball close to 30 miles per hour with some ridiculous rev rate that makes Eugene McCune of Machida in the mid 2000s and early 2000s look like Walter Ray piping it up 10 with a crush R?
Shout out to Eugene, by the way. That's my guy right there. That's my guy. But a fair question. Based off of the playing the recent PBA video game, I don't know if that's the best course of action because I've gone that route and then but like the 24, 25 mile per hour range gets a little dicey with the carry. So we got to tone it down. Got to get it a little more manageable. That 22, 23 range can come up.
Well, I have to ask, Aaron. First of all, if you had 30 mile an hour ball speed and you could still get an entry angle of over 3 degrees or whatever the optimal number is, I don't remember what it is, 3 point something, you're going to beat everybody. But I also understand with the way that you bowl, and I just got to ask the question, how many 4-5s did you leave on the video game?
0. I've learned from my mistakes in previous video game iterations to take advantage of considerable rev rate and ball speed here on in today's modern gaming solution. So yes, I make sure that I play it nowhere close to how I play it in real life. So.
Yeah, and if you're a new Bowl TV subscriber or new around here and didn't join us for some of the PWBA early season broadcasts, the 4-5 has been nicknamed the Aaron Smith because he leaves it so many times when he bowls league at the ITRC.
This means I have an incredible spare conversion percentage at it, though.
Well, and it shows off your raw power through the pins.
Well, I'll tell you, and I'm gonna take Aaron's hot seat here, but a couple of players that have become successful in their careers because of lowering their ball speed include names like Dick Weber. Dick Weber, when he was a young whippersnapper, he threw it very hard, and Don Carter, I believe, was the person who said, "Hey, you don't need to throw it that hard, young guy. If you slowed the ball down a little bit, you might carry, some of those wall shots." And then, Dick Weber became known for carrying the light mixer. They used to call it the Dick Weber wall shot. And fast forward to modern times, Oscu and Jason Belmonte came on tour together, and a lot of people thought Oscu was the more talented player, and that he would be the one that was going to win more titles and be the dominant force. And it didn't happen because he's not as good at speed control as Belmo. That's what makes Belmo so great is, he's got the power and he can throw it really hard, but he can also dial his speed down and open the lane up. And that's really what has set him apart as the best bowler in the world, his ability to vary his speeds. So, I think throwing it hard certainly can be an advantage, but in order to be great, you've got to have the versatility.
Speaking of versatility, changing the subject on the fly to stop talking about 4.5s. Let's have a giveaway, folks. Let's have a giveaway here on BowlTV.com to run away from my embarrassment of 4.5s. So
I tried to bail you out, Aaron. I tried.
No, I appreciate it. I'll take clever comparison any day of the week. So, as we get ready for the giveaway, once again, if this is your first time joining us on Bowl TV, you'll see a prompt in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen coming up in just a couple seconds here. It'll say a giveaway will begin soon. Watch you to participate. It'll count down for 60 seconds, and then you'll see in the same exact spot. After that one ends up, you'll see another one pop up that says the giveaway has begun. You'll have a submit entry button right next to it. All you have to do is click submit entry, and you're entered for a chance to win a Bowl TV t-shirt. If you are watching it full screen, we do suggest that you take it out of full screen so you can see the chat and everything and have a chance to win. So let's go ahead and get that started. Best of luck to everybody. Bowl TV t-shirt for grabs. Lucky viewers. So good luck, everybody.
Yeah, and Chad Murphy, you're not eligible. Do not click the button. I know he's watching. Don't click the button, Chad. We don't want to have to do the giveaway over again. Thank you. I want to click the button so bad right now, but I'm not eligible either.
I feel this is the only way I'll actually get a shirt.
I know, me too.
I can't.
Although this week, our I Am Bowling logo and Fusion partners have provided a lot of shirts for us. So shout out again. We shouted them out earlier, but if we're talking about shirts, got to talk about it. We got to. I'm gonna go check on the young ladies and see how things are going over there.
Once again, folks, this is game 4, so we just got a couple frames left here before our first broadcast for the 2021 Junior Gold Championships is officially in the books. So it's, as we said, it's going to be about 2 weeks of coverage here on BowlTV.com. Step ladder finals go from massive fields all the way down to the top 16, top 8 in the U12. Make it down to the step ladder finals, the top 3 in each age-based division for both the boys and the girls. Before we determine our champions here for 2021. And our first giveaway winner is Bradford. So congratulations, Bradford. Our marketing team will be reaching out to you in the next couple days. Make sure we get you the right size shirt. That's sent out to you. Make sure it's getting to the right address. So congratulations. First winner of the Junior Gold Championships here on BowlTV.com. And big thanks to everybody for participating and being part of the Bowl TV community. So we certainly appreciate it.
Aaron, one thing you'll notice about these young men and women at Junior Gold, they pull fast. They get right to it. What was that?
They don't mess around.
No, they don't mess around. They get right to it.
I think that is my favorite part. It's great to see these athletes of all these different ages compete, but watching the U12 as far as speed is concerned, it is amazing. They break the land speed record for pace of play in just bowling, competing at the tournament. They're all so excited to get up and get ready to bowl. It's so fun, and they bowl so quick. It's very cool to see. But yes, yeah, especially here with 4 on a pair, we kind of knew the pace was going to be pretty quick today, and we'll be wrapping up in just about 2 hours for this block, which is pretty awesome.
It's like having a whole squad of Shannon Plahowskis.
I give Shannon a shout out as well. She got married over the weekend, so congratulations to Shannon and Carrie. Shannon, of course, a 3-time champion here at the Junior Gold Championships. We talked about that a little bit earlier. JT, looks like we're just about done here on your featured pairs. It looks like we got some bowling left on Expo 4, unless we got something else over there at Western.
Yeah, I would definitely switch over to Expo 4. We are wrapping it up over here. We did start a fraction of a minute earlier over here.
Hi.
All right, to Expo Bowl we go. So the one player, in taking a look at this pair, I want to have us keep an eye on here is Morgan Nunn, who has the front 8.
Wow.
Over on 65 and 66. So hopefully that means Mike is over there as well, because he did run over, but that looks like the...
Should be a pretty cool way to end the morning. Hook. Oh, nice.
All right, JT, we are in business. Morgan Nunn. Front 9 here, final game. Let's see what we can find out about Morgan Nunn here.
Yeah, a couple of good games going on this pair. Possible 258.
Taking a quick search, it looks like Morgan, a collegiate competitor for Indiana Tech, so one of the up-and-coming programs in the nation, originally from Oklahoma City. She's going to be stepping up in a second. Far right of your screen, folks, with the front 9, lane 66. You mentioned another big score there. That's Ashley Morrow. Her first name was cut off from the scoring unit, 258, her max score. See if Morgan going for 10. Push, layoff, do something.
Oh. Nice run.
3-6-10 is going to end it for Morgan, but you know, in talking about the quickness of the pace and you know how quick these 16 games can go over the course of these 4 patterns, one big game like that, 8 to finish a block, always great. And Ashley's going to step up here, look to get to the 250s, and not going to get quite up the hill there. He's going to have the split, but this is a great Great game to get the early going, get some comfort going on the pair, get ready for the rest of the event, and she picks up the spare. It's going to be in the 270s here.
Yeah, I mean, one game like that, I mean, it just can loosen up your swing for the rest of the tournament because, like you said, patience is good, making your spares is good, 200's a good score. You pop off a 270, and it gives you some cushion to be more patient.
Ashley Morrow's going to finish with 224 after the Open. Here's Morgan's fill ball. That looks better. And that would have been something else if that was after the front 11. But 275. Cassie De La Fuente, excuse me. Just going to wrap things up here. I think that's our last pair here on the site. And JT, you said, we may have some extra bowling going on Expo 2, it looks like. But looks like we had a bit of a breakdown, so we got one pair a little bit farther behind. So we'll have some additional bowling coming up.
And we actually do have one pair still going here, Aaron, as well. And we actually have one gentleman with the front 5 on that pair, and it would be Western 1. So I'll leave it to you which you want to switch to. And
all right, we can check out Western 1 here. Head back to boys division. Mike's back.
Yeah, no go. Obviously, you guys called it from here, but my camera. Still trying to take a fun to get rid of this camera. We can get more 300 games, but right now, what a great game! We saw the pairs really start out pretty brutal for everybody, but then as the block went along, the girls got very comfortable, and I saw several 220s and 230s out there here at Expo. So really proud of the way the young ladies attacked the lanes. They found their rhythm and the good scores that came out of it. I also was told that we will get a scoring update after each block. And as soon as scores are verified, they'll be updated on bowl.com, which could take anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour, depending on if they run into any sort of issues with porting over the scores and whatnot. So just to give you a little idea on when the scores will be out. They will be updated after each block and after each game so far today.
And Aaron, we've got 2 gentlemen with the front 6. So business picking up over here at Western Bowl as well.
Look at it, because I was trying to tell you. Look at everybody. They haven't even got to the 4th game. So just because it's like slow everything down to you. Because there's no rep here to say you got 30 seconds to bowl. It's not like the PGA that get on the time clock to bowl.
You'll get a nice look at where everyone's playing the lanes. You can see we're in game 4 and everybody's still pretty far out to the right.
This may be the least amount of traffic we've seen on the lanes at a junior qualifying event in some years. Kind of dating back, just trying to pick my brain here and think about it. Only 4 on a pair. When you get lined up, granted pair to pair is different, but especially on the shorter pattern, you can start to figure things out pretty quickly. And especially with the youngsters, sitting and waiting to deliver a ball isn't always great for rhythm. But in this case, with a little bit faster play, you can really get some strikes going and some momentum going.
Yeah, Tanner Vogel with a big messenger there.
Yeah, there's that speed, guys. I saw a lot of speed on that one.
Yes. And I think that's what the benefit of the speed is it gives you the chance to throw those messengers.
Yeah, when you're bowling on something short like this, it's great.
Yeah.
But you're right. If they put Shark out here or something, 46 feet, 40 mils or something crazy, your speed ain't gonna help you.
Yeah, and you can have all the angle in the world, but if you're only throwing at 15 miles an hour, you're not going to throw any messengers. All right, so a couple of kids with the front 7 here. Our anchor bowlers on each lane, and make that the front 8. Now Tanner Vogel trying to match.
Let's go, business. Picking up here early morning in Indianapolis. How about that?
And remember on the last shot, Tanner threw a big messenger. Let's see if he can throw another one here. Although I'm sure he would take high flush too.
A little less dramatic that way. Let's get it. Oh! Tanner, my man.
Slapping it off.
Let's go. How about that?
Pair of front 8s. Got a front 9 in the girls division, and now pair of front 8s here in game number 4 in the boys division.
See, doing a quick search here. Looks like Tanner, part of the Newman University squad, bowling for the Jets and Billy Murphy over there in Wichita.
All right, Tanner Vogel going to step up first of our 2 with the front 8. Can he get number 9? One's in. And not able to get a break there. So nice run for Tanner. Front 8, still a possible 278.
Taking a look at the advancers report, this looks like this is Jeremy Kienele from Lebanon, Illinois.
Front 9 for Jeremy. And you really can't have too much more contrasting styles between Jeremy and Tanner. Jeremy throwing reactive, lower rev rate, but they're still playing the same part of the lane, which I think is why they're both having a lot of success, which, just goes to show, bowling's a sport. All sizes, shapes can do it, and there's a lot of different ways to do it, within a certain pattern.
Looks like Jeremy bowls for Henry University. Mentioned Tanner over at Newman.
A couple of great programs there.
So we'll see Jeremy far left of the green. Starting with the front nine. Here's Jeremy stepping up. 9 for 9 here in the final game, qualifying round 1, 2021 Junior Gold Championships. Oh, that was good.
Come back.
One more time here, Jeremy. Let's keep it going.
Tanner missed left on that one again. Just showing, there isn't a lot of hold. There isn't any hold, really. You've got to commit to playing right and keep it right. But Jeremy Keneally with the front 10. Can he get number 11? That's in. Oh. Well, they say to shoot 300, you got to get a break or two. And that would certainly qualify as a break.
Cash it in, Jeremy. Cash it in. Jeremy. For 300. Oh, come on. Oh, get out of time. There we go. How about that to kick off competition round 1 here at the 2021 Junior Gold Championships U20 Boys Division. Jeremy taking care of business, 300 in the final game.
Junior Gold is back. What a moment.
Good stuff. And I'll tell you, guys, you mentioned there were a lot of spectators, and they were all behind that one pair. And you heard how loud it got. And now Jeremy kind of making his way through the rounds of congratulations here on site.
How cool is that? What a way to start. 2021 Junior Gold Championships. Jeremy Kienle. 3 bills to wrap up round number 1. All right, taking a look with that pair finished. It looks like at Expo, the one pair we had going has finished as well. So, well, folks, let's step away from the action here on site. We'll come to the we'll come back to the screen here to our respective Bold TV studios. So we wrap that up. Jeremy taking care of business with a 300 game to wrap things up. Jeremy Kienle from just outside of St. Louis, 300 to wrap up qualifying round number 1. So right here on BoldTV.com. How cool is that? We got 1 round in the books, 4 games for the boys and the girls division in the U20. Guys, how great is it just to be back here at Junior Gold?
It is great. It's awesome. We've kind of had a series of, returns this year from the Kickoff Classic, where we basically were in a full bubble. And then, as restrictions started to lighten up, we've seen the return of the PWBA Tour. And now, obviously the return of collegiate bowling and then now Junior Gold after basically a 2-year hiatus. And what a great way to end the round this morning with a 300 game. The scores were low, the conditions were difficult, but if you did get your feet in the right place and the right ball in your hand, you could score. And so it's something we've seen on a lot of the Nick Hoagland patterns that we've bowled on this year is a lot of risk reward. There are times when you can get the score and times when you just have to try to grind out 200s, and that's exactly what we saw here this morning. First of 16 games of qualifying, and we'll have 4 more coming up at 11:30.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, JT. It's great to see everybody back together, people smiling, enjoying things, and I don't think we could have had a better ending to our first 4-game block than a couple of players bidding at perfection, and we got one right there. And we even had one over on the ladies' side, over on the girls' side. We were flirting with a 300 game as well. And it seemed like everybody was a little nervous, and trying to figure out what the pattern was and how to play it. And everything was really low scoring, really brutal. Then as everybody kind of settled in and figured everything out and got to kind of get comfortable, it's like, hey, we're back at Junior Gold. It's time to go. So you're right, 25% of the way there. We got a lot more qualifying left, a lot more coverage here on Bold TV. We're just getting started, but I'll tell you, I've enjoyed my morning so far, and I know that the folks that have tuned in have as well.
Guys, great way to wrap it up. Once again, as JT said, 11:30 a.m. Eastern for round number 2. So just about 2 hours before we're back on the air here for the next round. So we'll be here throughout the course of competition. Of course, getting to the stepladder finals on July 9th for the U20 division and July 17th for the U12, U15, and U18. As we sign off today, a big thank you, as always, to the USBC and BPAA and their board of directors for their continued support of youth bowling and helping create a future for the sport with the next generation of star athletes here in the sport of bowling. Kegel, the official lane maintenance provider here at the Junior Gold Championships. Of course, our gold industry partners, Brunswick, Motive, Rotogrip, and Storm for their continued support. I Am Bowling, powered by Logo Infusion, the official jersey provider here this week as well. The competitors, how about that? We just got a show, folks. So big thank you to the athletes for competing this week, preparing year-round to get ready for this event. We're looking forward to seeing them make their journey here at the 2021 Junior Gold Championships. And, of course, the Bold TV community. Can't do it without you great folks. Congratulations to Bradford for winning the shirt. And we have many, many giveaways left to go throughout the course of the next 2 weeks, folks. So from all of us here at Bold TV, my name is Aaron Smith. Of course, joined by Jason Thomas and Mike Flanagan as well. So we're going to go ahead, sign off here from Expo Bowl and Western Bowl in Indianapolis. But as we said, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, we'll be back on air for round number 2 and have half a qualifying done when it's all said and done today. So thank you again, everyone, for joining us here on Bold TV. for the 2021 Junior Gold Championships. And remember, folks, on Bowl TV, bowling lives here. See you soon.